What's going on, Shady people? ShadyPenguinn here, bringing you the very first episode of our new series, 6v6 on BattleSpot. No items, no holds barred. Before we get started, if you can, please show some shady love to the like button if you're excited for this video, because without your support, I cannot keep 2 videos a day coming your way. That is what I say. Now, today we are here. I don't have an actual name yet for this series, so that's kind of fun. We're going to go ahead and think of one as we go. I think the titles are just going to be 6v6, Pokemon X and Y, Wi-Fi battles, BattleSpot. 6v6, knockoff sucks. So, we have this team that I built just to try out. No items is really weird, guys. No items is really, really weird. It takes some getting used to. I played a couple matches on my other 3DS, so that when I got into this, I could have a clean record just to see what was out there. There's some minimizers, and if I run into a minimizer, this is just going to turn into a Shady Use Rage episode, honestly. So we'll see what happens. I have my Wheezing and my Lantern core because I really do like that core. They cover each other's weaknesses perfectly, and I have opportunity to go for Volt Switch, so I like that a lot. Then I have a Mamoswine that sets with the rocks. I have an Azelf that's actually really clutch. Really, really clutch at base 115 speed. It outspeeds a lot of things, and it hits like a truck. So we have that, and then we have a Sucker Punching Cacturn who can Swords Dance, Drain Punch, and be grass for Gastrodons and Quagsires that we see a lot. Then I have Infernape. So we do have a lot of Volt Turn action. We got Infernape and Azelf and Lantern that have Volt Turn. Make sure you guys place your bets in the comment section below, especially with this series. You guys are going to want to pick your MVPs. You're going to want to pick your MVPs. Most valuable Pokemon. Go steal $2 from your mother's dresser. Slap it on the table. Try to double up today. You can come back with $4, or you could lose your $2. I don't really know. Let's challenge. This is like BattleSpot, so it's a little different. It's not a regular Wi-Fi battle, but it is a Wi-Fi battle. So there's just going to be one of these per video. If you guys are enjoying it, let me know in the comment section if you want me to change something. This guy, Shoom, from California, United States. If you're a shady person, what's going on? But we're going to go ahead and take a picture of his team. We're going to go ahead and take a picture of his team. And Sarah's having tacos tonight. Lucky! Alright. My opponent is bringing Jolteon, Landers, Conkeldurr, Greninja, Ferrothorn, and Latios. So literally, and I do mean quite literally, the most OU team I could ever see. Literally. And we're going to open up with Mamoswine, really hoping that my opponent opens up with the Jolteon. Really hoping my opponent opens up with the Jolteon, because I do want to get residual damage and rocks. Now, it's not as important without items because there are no focus sashes. There are no focus sashes. Gonna have to get trained in the fact that there are no items at all. No choice. It's raw speed. Jolteon's a really good Pokemon in this because he has pretty high special attack, and then he's super fast. Greninja and Jolteon on the same team. Yeah, this guy's running straight. This guy's running power. This could be, we could lose our first battle, and that would be sad. But you know what? That's what happens when you go up against power. So we got the Mamoswine versus the Greninja. Now, I would like to go out into Cacturn. I would like to go out into Cacturn right now, predicting a Water-type move. But if he goes for the U-turn, I'm in huge trouble. Huge trouble. But, the thing is if he goes for a Water-type move, and I go into Cacturn, I can one-shot him with a Sucker Punch, which is amazing. But, we're not gonna... You know what? Let's make the safest play here. Let's go out into Lantern. Lantern is the safest play, so let's do that. If he goes for a Water-type move, we will eat it up like a Slurpee, even though you drink a Slurpee. He's going to go for the Hydro Pump, going straight away for damage. He's going to miss. Oh, we could have set up rocks. We definitely could have set up rocks. Well, he's most likely going to switch out into the Jolteon here, because the Jolteon's probably going to have Volt Absorb. I know that he's not going to go for a Water-type move. He might go for a Grass Knot if he packs it. I'm not sure if he will. Obviously, I have no idea if he will. I kind of want to go for an Ice Beam in that regard. But I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to go for... I kind of really do want to go for an Ice Beam. I really want to go for an Ice Beam really bad. Let's go for Surf. Let's go for Surf, predicting the U-turn into the Jolteon. He's going to withdraw. He's going to hard switch out, telling me that he's not packing the U-turn. That's fun. Going to go out into the Jolteon, so we did go for the Surf. That is great, because I have Volt Absorb. And right now, he thinks that I have Water Absorb because of the way I brought in my Lantern on that gosh darn Pokemon. Now, I could switch out into Mamoswine right now if I really want to bluff like I don't have... like I have Water Absorb. I could do that, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to straight away go for another Surf. Yes, I am running Surf right now. Ooh, he's going to withdraw again due to that prediction. Go out into Pharaoh. That is a problem. That is a problem. That's a problem because he's going to set up his hazards right now. He's going to either set up his hazards, go for a Power Whip, possibly Elite Seed. I'm going to go ahead and straight away go for a Volt Switch. If he's going to get Hazards up, I'm going to get Hazards up. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get Hazards up if that's the case. Would have really liked to have gone for the Volt Switch in the last turn, but that did not happen. I'm going to go Hard Switch out. The other cool thing about doing BattleSpot singles is that the battles are usually pretty good. It seems like they're usually really close, because if you're on BattleSpot singles right now, you're being really competitive. So that's kind of fun. I can go on into Pharaoh here before I take any, but then he's just going to go right out. Yeah, he's going to go right out, and then I got to take damage if he does it. That's a lot. I mean, we can go into his Elf, and his Elf is a pretty good switch. Looking at his team, his Elf is really good. I gotta save his Elf. Oh my gosh, I really do have to save his Elf. Wheezing would also be nice. I'm gonna go into Wheezing on the off chance he is going for a grass type move. I don't want to go out into my Mamoswine just to set up rocks. He is gonna set up his own rocks though. Unfortunately, that is gonna be residual damage on my side of the field. Now, I think that the Flamethrower is super obvious, and he's probably gonna. I mean, Conkeldurr can't even do anything to me. He can't touch me at all. I'm going to go for a Flamethrower. I'm just going to go for it again. He might just set up a Leech Seed, predicting me to over-predict, or I'm just going to go for a Flamethrower. I mean, his Greninja would be the best switch in for him, I feel like. Maybe, yeah, I would say Greninja or Latios. Actually, I'm sorry. He's going to go right into Latios. Oh! I'm sorry, guys. I did not see that. I did not see that till just now. The Latios is coming out. Oh, it goes down to Conkeldurr, which I don't know what he's going to have for me. Can he learn Cycle Cut? It's the only move that'll hurt me. I mean, granted, this is probably not going to do that much. I don't get a burn, which I guess is good, but I'm going to go for a Will-O-Wisp. I'm going to go for a Sludge Bomb here. For more damage, there's no Assault Vest on this, so he's not going to take it super well. It's going to be a 3-hit KO. Goes for the Drain Punch. That is not going to do anything. That's not doing anything. Now, he might switch out into the Ferrothorn here, but realistically, there's no reason for me to go for Flamethrower. Even if he switches out into Ferrothorn on the following turn, I can go for a Flamethrower, and I outspeed a Ferrothorn. So there's no reason for me to switch. He is going to switch out as Conkeldurr after seeing how pathetic that Drain Punch damage was, and he goes out into Latios. So I'm glad that I'm going to just go for another Sludge Bomb. I'm glad I didn't overpredict and switch out at all, because this will do some damage to this thing. Nothing crazy, but I'm not even invested, and that does like almost 25%. He might set up a Calm Mind here. I could definitely see him doing that. Regardless, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch out to Cacturr and predicting either a Calm Mind or a Psychic type move. That is a 50% chance that I'm predicting correctly. I'm trying to weigh things in odds now when I do it. So that's going to see, we're going to see how that works out for us. We do take Stealth Rock damage, unfortunately. My opponent does go for the Psyshock though, and we are not affected. So here, I think the Sucker Punch is way too obvious. But he still might just go for a Drake. He might go for a Dragon type move. No, because what he's going to want to do is he's going to want to switch out into his Conkeldurr, because Conkeldurr has the Mach Punch. So he could act on that and double out into the Azelf, or we can just try to get as much damage off as possible and for ourselves go for a Seed Bomb. I'm going to go for a Seed Bomb predicting the Conkeldurr. He's going to withdraw Latios right now, and we're going to see what comes in. He's going to go out into the Conkeldurr just like I predicted. Wow, that worked out incredibly smooth. Let's go for the Seed Bomb. That's going to do a nice chunk of damage. And even though a Sucker Punch might kill. I think a Sucker Punch is going to kill. I'm going to risk the Biscuit. I'm going to risk the Biscuit. Because he really wants to go for a Mach Punch anyway. But I'm going to go for a Sucker Punch. Can you take it out, please? Please, 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 please. Yes! Cacturr getting a kill. That is awesome. That played out. I could not have played that perfectly even if I was versing like my friend. And I told him, hey, this is what you got to do, because I would never think of all that. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. We are shocked. Wow. Wow. Thank you guys so much for wanting the series, because this is a nice way to start the series off with these predictions. My goodness, why is my focus on point right now? That's so weird. Not like me at all. Not like me at all. Really weird. Really, 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 really weird. But I'm not complaining, that's for darn sure. So Jolteon's going to come out. Pretty positive I could just go for a Sucker Punch. I'm really surprised that he went out into this, unless it has Thunder Wave, but I've never seen that, so I'm going to go for a Sucker Punch right here. Gonna land, and Jolteon, you are not living the Sucker Punch. There's no way. Cacturn going in against an OU team, the most OU team I've seen in a long time, going in. Hard in the paint. Hard in the paint. Out comes the Lando. About time you went into the Lando. This thing probably has U-turn. which means he's going to gain all the initiative, but regardless, it's time to switch out into my Weezing. My team has not suffered like any damage. And this goes to show that you don't have to bring OU Pokemon to win, ladies and gentlemen. This really goes to show that. It's all about the connection you have. Goes for the Earthquake instead of the U-turn. I could have stayed in, went for a Swords Dance. At this point, we can safely go for a Will-O-Wisp. We don't got to worry about Conk. Let's just burn this thing. He is going to withdraw, which is fine, even if he goes out into the... Oh, goes into the Latios. Burning that doesn't really matter too much. It's weird that he switched it out last time against the Weezing, and now he's bringing it back in. I guess he really wants to go for a Psyshock. I don't think he has anything for my Cacturne. I think he does. I think he's going to overpredict this turn. I think he is. Regardless, let's go on into my Lantern, just because my Lantern is my special wall, and I want to get some residual damage off this thing, plus with my opponent's remaining Pokemon. My Lantern can't do too much while that Ferrothorn is around, so we're going to go ahead and let him go for a Dragon. See, he went for the Dragon Pulse, trying to bait out my Cacturne. Did not want to do that, and I didn't want my Weezing taking it, so that's not going to do too much to us, and he's going to take burn damage. At this point, I'm just going to go for a Volt Switch here. Kind of want to go for an Ice Beam, but I don't think he's going to go into the Lando predicting a Volt Switch. If anything, he's going to go into the Ferrothorn. So let's see. Switches out of the Latios, and he decides to go out into the Ferrothorn. As predicted, we can safely go for a Volt Switch. Weezing Lantern Core, ladies and gentlemen. Weezing Lantern Core. Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. Let's go ahead, and at this point, considering who he has left... My Infernape might be able to take care of everything. Actually, my Azelf looks the most promising, except for that Greninja. But besides the Greninja... You know what? No, let's go into Infernape. Let's go into Infernape. Let's go for the Flare Blitz. Even if he wants to switch out into the Lando, I still think the Flare Blitz will do a decent amount. So let's go ahead and do that. He may overpredict here, predict me to U-turn, because I have been on point with I've been predicting every turn. So maybe he'll predict me to go for a U-turn and predict the Lando, because it's so obvious. Oh, he is going to withdraw still, and he is going to go into Lando. But this should still be oh, he goes into Latios. Never mind, I'm sorry. Well, Latios is not going to be able to take a Flare Blitz and burn damage and Mach Punch damage. I know you resist both those stabs, but I don't think it matters. Yeah, you're not even taking Flare Blitz burn. So the Latios is going to go down, and he's going to get a free switch in into his Lando, which maybe that was what he was going for. But even if that was, I don't know if that was really worth it. I do not know if it was really worth it. We might... Oh, I don't want to jinx it. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about what I was just going to say. I'm not going to talk about it. Landers does come out. We did not get our hazards up at all. But looking at his last 3 Pokemon that he has, we could probably go into Mamoswine right now and be completely fine. Weezing is definitely the safest switch in, though. So let's go into Weezing. Let's go right into the Wheezemeister. Wheezy! Wheezy. Yo, it's so wheezy, this battle. It's so wheezy. We're going to take Stealth Rock damage, and my opponent is going to go for a Sword Dance. Ooh, getting greedy right now. Do you think a Stone Edge is going to help you? This guy thinks a Stone Edge is going to help. Well, I'm going to hope his Stone Edge hits but not crits, and I'm going to go for a Pain Split. So he goes for the Stone Edge. He hits it. Just don't crit, and I should live. Okay, it's a crit, so I go down, unfortunately. But we can work around that. He set up with a Landorus. I have a Mamoswine. Ice Shard kills. Let's call it a day. Let's call it a day. Actually, Ice Shard might not kill that Life Orb. I'm not going to overpredict because he's got a Landorus set up in here, and there's no reason for me to overpredict. I could just go for the Ice Shard, and that's all I'm going to do. Because I don't think he wants to switch this thing out. His only chance of winning is if I overpredict. And that 6-0 slips right between our fingers due to that crit. Weezing could most likely have taken it. I'll run the calcs. I could be wrong. I could be overestimating Weezing. But, I really feel as though it could live a Stone Edge. Ice Shard is not going to do anything to that Greninja. And my opponent is starting to take a little bit of a lead. I'm going to go ahead and go on into Cacturne here. Because I think he's going to predict the Lantern and go for a Dark Pulse. Weezing could easily have taken that Stone Edge. My goodness. Easily. Easily. If it wasn't a crit. So he goes for the... Oh! Oh, my opponent's taking it back! Taking it back, ladies and gentlemen. Making this game exciting because he's going for the Ice Beam. That's going to KO my Cacturne. Bye-bye, Cacturne. Literally an easy win condition that I could have kept around, and I decided to throw it away like a fool of a took. Well, the good thing is that my opponent is now Ice type, and I can come in with Infernape, go for the Mach Punch, and hope that that's enough. Although the Landorus is probably coming in. But I cannot risk that. I cannot risk that. Let's go for the Mach Punch here. If he does switch out, my opponent is coming back. This is a comeback. You can call this a comeback because it is a comeback. It's exactly what it is. It's a comeback. Had I gone for the EQ predicting the Greninja, this game would have been sealed and dealt and done with. But unfortunately, I did not. I did not. Have to go for the Mach Punch here. Oh, he decides to stay in. Greninja is going to go down to this Mach Punch, please. I'm actually shocked. Actually really surprised. Well, he is now Psychic type, and my Mamoswine can come in. Wow, this turned into an amazing battle. Absolutely amazing battle. My Mamoswine can come in. I can go for an Ice Shard here. If he wants to switch out into the Ferrothorn, that's fine. He's not going to, though. The Ice Shard is going to take the Greninja out because he's no longer Water type. Mamoswine getting a kill. Ice, Ice, baby. Don't you love me lately? That's fantastic. That's not even a rhyme. Ferrothorn comes out, and this thing is a little bit of a problem for us. We do need our Mamoswine for that Landorus. So I can't really go out into Lantern either. Ooh, I'm in a bit of a pickle. You know what? Let's go out into Lantern. Let's go out into Lantern to sacrifice it. This is just, now this is down to the wire. We were up 6-3, I think it was, or 6-4, and my opponent took it back. That is amazing. That is impressive. I like that. I like those battles. So goes for the Gyro Ball. We do resist that ×4. Luckily, he did not go for the Power Whip. We're going to eat that up just fine. Now I can basically just go for Ice Beams because it's neutral on both parts. I'm sorry, it's neutral to Ferrothorn, and then it's super effective on Landorus. So we're going to get the Ice Beam off on this thing. It's going to do a decent amount of damage. My opponent's going to land a Power Whip, though, and take me out. Fortunately, though, at this point in the game, I should be fine. I don't know if my Azelf can take out the Landorus. I don't think so. But I am immune to his stab. And Azelf actually outspeeds. So we should be fine. I'm going to go for a Flamethrower here. Going to kill this Ferrothorn. And then when the Landorus comes in, I can go ahead and go for a Psyshock. And do a butt ton of damage. And proceed to come in with Mamoswine and get an Ice Shard off. So that isn't... These battles... Wow. Wow. That was a great game. I did make that one really solid misplay. I started getting a little bit too confident, I think. I was getting a little bit too confident. I made that solid misplay where I sent in that Cacturn. I mean, I guess it wasn't a misplay. I predicted. I made a risky prediction. I predicted a Water type move, and my opponent actually went for the Ice Beam, predicting the Cacturn perfectly. So definitely good on my opponent's part. I actually lived that Stone Edge, which means I'm going to be able to go for another Psyshock and get even more damage off. So my Mamoswine is literally just going to... I mean, before it could have... My Mamoswine's going to sit on the bench! Mamoswine's not even going to leave the bench because we're going to get a nice 2-0 against Shum. Thank you so much for that BattleSpot user. That was fun. But if you guys are pumped for this series, I actually had a lot of fun with that. It's a little bit of a shorter video, I guess. But it's kind of nice because it's just going to be an extra video. It's not taking away from Road to Rank. It's not replacing Wi-Fi battles. It's not replacing the Egg Lock. It's not replacing Showdown sessions with Nips. It's just extra. I'm bringing all this Pokemon content. My goodness. As long as you guys keep liking the videos and watching, I will keep pushing this stuff out for you guys. I don't want to do stuff if you're not having fun. If you're not having fun watching something and you're not letting me know, then I don't want to do it. So, thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a good day. But above all else, keep it shady. I burped.